Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video. And today we are doing another episode of Top 5 Characters to Take 7-Star. This video is going to be on Powerhouse Males. Powerhouse Males is going to be honest with you, like Trick Males. There is a lot of powerhouses in the game that are Powerhouse Males, to be exact, that can do a lot at a 7-star meta. That are really, really viable. So it's going to be just depending on what you guys have and also who you have, because some of these characters are going to be a little bit hard to get, obviously. However, Powerhouse Males actually are one of the most interesting classes to me, because I have 3 characters on this list that I don't necessarily consider the greatest thing, but they are still viable and like can do a lot of interesting stuff that we got to talk about them, and that's kind of why they're here on the list. And we'll get to them when we get to them, because Powerhouse have some characters that are like really old but are still meta relevant. So it is it's kind of odd to think about it. But again, if this is your first time watching one of these episodes, one of these videos, this list is subjective. This is my list. Obviously, your opinion matters too on what you want to do with your roster, because yes, in the end, it is your roster, and it's going to be you making the choice of who you want to take 7-star. My hope with these videos is simply to just steer you in a good direction and give you information on what I think is the best choices. And then for you to decide. And again, if you are from the future, maybe a few months from now, maybe even further out, and there is a new Powerhouse Male in the game that you're like, hey, I feel like this person is an easy choice. That's because they don't exist. The last character as of recording for a Powerhouse Male, it was this weekend of Jimmy Uso, the Samoan Twins. And don't worry, we're going to get to him because that man's a monster. But we're going to start with our honorable mentions. And like the Trick Male, if you also haven't seen any of these, usually I do 2 honorable mentions before the top 5. The Trick ones, I did 3. Because I felt like there were so many options. In this one, I also have 3. Because 2 of them we kind of have to talk about. So we'll get into them. But the first one, my first honorable mention is going to be Viscera, Ministry of Darkness. Now, Viscera has 2 very distinct builds. One is definitely, I think, better than the other now at a 7 meta or a gem meta, but his other one, especially at gold, was really, really strong as well. So let's go over them, right? So this is what I consider the best build of his nowadays. Is the spinning heel click, which, increase your red MP by 10, and it's a multi-reversal, and he'll steal 49 multis. So any multi you make, he's stealing them, which is a really good reversal. It's one of the best ones you can have in this game is that, and the fact that he's also taking them, that is also very strong. This two-handed choke slam makes 4x4 into multi strength 13, and then make 1 random multi into heal strength 40. So he's healing, but he's also just getting a lot of multis on the board. A lot of multis. So can't complain there. And then his finisher, choose a 6x6 to swap into yellow, pin the opponent. If the class is acrobat, you're going to increase your multi by 6, which is really, really strong. The main reason people run this build, I think, the damage is there, kind of. Like, I would presume at 7, he might do about 400 mil. But I think the main reason people really, really run him and really like him is that multi-reversal. Almost, like, literally almost every character in the game has multis. There's very few, like, 90% of the meta is multis. 90% of the meta. So, like, I can tell you right now, if I just look at my list of the powerhouses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every character in the top 5 has multis. And then honorable mentions, 2 of them have multis. So a lot of people run multis. So that still is really, really useful still nonetheless. The other build people mostly ran was his unblockable trap build. I believe it was not that. I know it's this. Oh no, it definitely is this one. This 6 charge, make a Juggernaut 2 turn Juggernaut. It'll decrease blue MP. That's alright, but then it destroys all trap gems. And he has this move here, which makes, trap gem, if broken by your opponent, deal 10 million. But if broken by you, still do 5 million. It makes 6 random black, and then decrease the Juggernaut gem timer by 2. So, what they do is they usually run this move and this move, and for fun, they just have this in. So that, again, multi-steal, because he is just kind of doing a 2-click. With Steve Blackman and now Triple H, you can get really big unblockables. Again, just Blackman alone is going to make you do 10 mil trap gem. And you can easily get 13, maybe even 15 traps on the board. So it's not bad. It's great unblockable. However, obviously at a 7-star level, it's not going to do enough. And that's why I think the other build here is his superior build. And even then, I mean, he can do damage, but especially if you compare it to the other classes, like there's a lot of classes I had in the top 5 where their lower end was maybe 400 or 500 mil. Powerhouses are probably like the most gem damaging guys, other than maybe the striker class. But all of the powerhouses on the list do more damage than him, or just have way more safety and other things they can do that Viscera currently can't, and he really relies on that reversal. So that's why he's an honorable mention. He's not bad. Again, also, he has a really nice moment that gives him another 3 multi-strength and yellow 100%. His belt, I like the insignia. Ministry plate, or obviously if you have Vis's plate. I don't have Viscera's plate, but his plate is also whenever you make a heal gem. Just 1 heal gem is all you need, and that's a 200% gem buff as well. So if you're ever interested in taking this guy up, he's got some really, really interesting stuff, and he's a hot tag. So I don't hate that either, and that does 50 million increase all your red MP by 10, as well as a pretty decent link. Not a lot of people use this. It's mainly just him and Ministry of Darkness. Undertaker, so Showboat Taker, but otherwise he's not got a lot going for him. So that is Viscera. That's why he's an honorable mention. Now the other 2 people I have on the honorable mentions are because, do I think I would use them? No. Probably, well, maybe, we'll see. But it just didn't fit right into the top 5 just because they do have problems, and we're going to get into that. One of them, I can see him right here, is KO, Relentless. Now, I know a lot of people might be like, hey, he's definitely in top 5. Heck, he might be like, he's number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever. I just don't see it. Just because, yeah, he is a damage monster when he gets going. But the issue is sometimes he can miss the board. And that's my biggest flaw. That's his biggest flaw with this. So let's go into kind of some of the stuff here. So most people, from what I know, obviously they have this, and they're probably either running one of 2 other moves. Well, actually they can run, actually he has a good, we'll talk about his options here. Everyone runs these 2 moves, the Argentine Neckbreaker and the Cannonball, right? So this is making trap gems, and if we break them, we're swapping 1 by 3 random into red. And the Cannonball, our main reason how we get damage, makes 7 base trap. The program I do, we're going to increase the damage of all our gems by 127 for 3 turns. It's a great move, right? It is a great thing. Now, it depends on how you run him. People might run him the 7 charged yellow, then swaps a 1 by 7 random into purple. They might have the Stunner, which is a Tuesday 4 by 3 red swap into red. Some people run Pop a Power Bomb and make some blast gems, and maybe they have Frankie played on him. So he's got a few options. My biggest problem with him is just the fact that he can sometimes miss, and his MP is a little skewed. In case you don't know, you have to have the purple and yellow, and we need to get them off turn 1. Yeah, they're 5 charge, but we're either, running king or triple or something, or just straight up double MP like Woods Kofi, to the point where it's like, hey, sure, we can fill these up, but it's a lot harder to fill this move, or this move, or this move. It just makes it a little bit tougher to do with. And also because we have to fill those slots, we're losing Trap Gem Generation. And obviously Trap Gem Generation would be the biggest thing. As more of these traps on the board, the bigger our damage output's going to be. Again, if you like his playstyle and you like him, that's great. He's not a terrible option. He's going to hit. However, the fact that he can sometimes miss, there's a few issues with MP, like especially if they're running minus MP. He has problems, and that's my biggest issue with him. Obviously, when he came out, super good, very meta relevant, and he still is. He's kind of like Regal to me in a way, but I do think Regal's better because they gave him more stuff and he's more consistent. Yeah, right. KO is not. He can hit harder. He's like the hardest hitting character. Well, that's actually not true. I think the character we're about to go next might actually hit harder. But he hits very hard. So he's up there in damage. So if you are a KO guy, again, he's got this moment too that gives him more trap gem as well. So I go up to 4. No, it only goes to 3. And gem 50. So in feud, he's going to hit harder. He's going to have more traps. Again, I think he wants gem checkers, if I'm not mistaken. So any gem checking plate is really what he wants. Obviously, if you can get something more his color like a red, is going to obviously be better. Or, if you're someone who wants to run the Tekken plates, the Eddie Tekken or the Dom Tekken, that would work. Or if you're someone who wants to run the Ozzy plate, that would work. Or if you're someone who likes, just the Rumbles, mini Red Rumble, there's a lot of options for you there. He does have a good chunk of plate options, but for me, he's just not quite there. He's fun, I will say. When it works, it works. But he still does have those problems. So that's why I put him in honorable mention. If you disagree with that, that's completely fine. Just to me, those flaws just do not put him on the list. All right, and our third other honorable mention here. Again, honorable mentions are in no particular order, by the way. The other one's Mutant Seth. Again, another weird character to talk about. Again, this is what I mean by the Powerhouse class. There's just some really weird characters. Because he's old. He's not really like, super meta, relevant, heavy. Like, he's really old. He looks awesome still to this day. But there's a few reasons why I have to put him on the list and why we gotta talk about this guy. This man can just keep going forever. Again, he's also like KO. He's got a few options in terms of moves. Obviously, you're going to have Falcon Arrow, and you're obviously going to run Frog Splash. You're going to always have these two moves, right? You're going to always have them. You can either run Straight Side Kick, which will increase red gem by 100% for 2 turns. You could run Turnbuckle Head Slam for some choose red, just to put some red on the board if you wanted to. You can run this Springboard DDT for some yellow gem, or you can run the Angled Blockbuster to choose 8 and make Blast Base, which means, guess what? Titan Frankie stuff. So it is up to you. I would say the most common is either Straight Sidekick or the Angled Blockbuster. It's just up to you. Why do people run Seth? Well, the fact that he can freaking infinite is mainly why people do that. Now, it's been a little bit since I've ran this man, but we'll, put some stuff on him here. I'm sure you can have better stuff. We'll just do that. That's 4, that's 5. Well, at that rate, you wouldn't even need Hogan. We'll just do this right now. Again, it depends if you're 6 gold or higher. The idea behind this is because he makes enough blast, and this does not move the pin bar, he can constantly keep blowing the board. Now, you might be like, well, you still need 8 yellow to blow it up, right? And you would be correct. So for the most part, people didn't really run him anymore. That is until... I don't know if I have... Well, here, we'll just go and grab this real quick. That is until some new plate options came out at some point. The main one... Well, not the main one, but the two really come together to help him out. One of them is the Frankie plate. Whenever you make 6 blasts, increase all of your gem by 500. Well, we make well more than 6. We make 9 base, and that's just with 1. If you run the other purple move, you can choose 8 more, and that'll set it off twice. Every time we hit those blast gem moves, we're getting 500% gem damage, which is, really, really good. However, what really makes this come together, I do have it. I think it's up here. Yeah. Is the blasting off again plate. This is the 8th anniversary blast plate. So whenever you make 8 plus blasts, make 8 random gems in a multi-strength 8. Well, guess what? We make 9 and 8, so we're perfect. We don't even need blast gem generators. Obviously, you could if you want to. But we already have it. So when this plate goes on, the board, right? 1 multi times yellow is all that is needed for Seth to do a full recycle. Which is still a little bit luck-based in a way, but for the most part, especially if you do run purple, the purple blast move, which means you will get more multis on the board, and as long as you don't put them on yellow, the more likely he's going to continue to forever recycle. Basically, Seth, in a way, is kind of just forever recycling the blast gems and the blast moves to keep getting multis on the board and to keep setting off the Frankie 500%. Because he constantly can do this, his damage does get up there pretty much infinitely as long as he keeps doing it. Which means, yes, he would kill a 7-star really at any level as long as he keeps recycling. He's one of those characters that I think is really interesting. There's a few exceptions, though, of why he is an honorable mention. One, he's going to be a little slow against a 7-star, I believe. I mean, yeah, I think he'll get up there in damage rather quickly, but even then, I think it'll still take maybe about 2 minutes a kill. Now, if you don't care about speed, that's completely fine, and there is some cases like showdowns and stuff where I don't necessarily care about speed, but in a feud setting, that's different. And 2 minutes, especially nowadays, is a little too long to do, especially for a match. We preferably would like to be in and out within about 30 seconds or even less. If you're pushing even a minute, that's a little rough, but some people might still enjoy that, especially if you do big damage. So that's one reason why I put Seth as an honorable mention, is that, yeah, he's going to be a little slow. And the second reason is his hype is not an easy thing to get. Mine's hype 1, as you can see. He is, I believe, in the hype loop, but it's very, very rare. So if you do take him up and you'll have him hype 4, you're probably going to use Universal. Which, isn't what most people want to do. Spend Universal for a character if you don't have to, especially that much Universal. We're talking, maybe 100 plus Universal that you would be using. So that is one other issue that Seth has. It's just hype. It's a big problem for him. Maybe you got lucky and pulled more, then that's great. But for me, here's the thing. I love Seth a lot. I love the look of Seth. I love mutants. I wish they did more stuff with mutants. I wish they revamped them. I wish we had new ones. But that being said, him being slow and having hype problems just is why he's an honorable mention. I mean, if you like him still and you think you would like him at 7-star or maybe even 6 gold, and you have the hype and you have the stuff, then yeah, try it out. I mean, he might be one I eventually look at and have some fun with. But for the time being, he's an honorable mention for this reason. All right, so that is my honorable mentions. Let's start with number 1. Now, number 1 probably doesn't really come as a surprise to anyone. It's Jimmy Uso, the Samoan Twins. Is Jimmy. Is Big Jim. Okay? Now, why is Jimmy number 1? Let's go over it. Now, mind you, I want to express this. This list is not technically the best characters in the game at 7-star. It is who's best to take up 7-star that's going to give you the most benefit. And Jimmy, like Vikingo was, gets way, way better at a 7-star level. So yeah, because there might be other powerhouses that you have in mind that you're like, well, I like these characters, this guy more, he hits really hard, whatever. Jimmy benefits the most out of the entire Powerhouse males currently because of what he can do with the 7-stars, that he's going to have his moves constantly buffed up. Because yeah, most characters in the game, they're 7, and once you take them 7-star, their moves don't get better. But Jimmy does. So let's talk about him. He's a reality era, which, to be honest with you, is not the best era in the game. I mean, Regal kind of is like the king of that era, but having another one is great. He has a gear, which is fantastic. Again, all color 4. And he has a link with Jay, the free card that came out this month for Multi 4. Now, there's a few ways you can run him. It depends on what you have. You can run him triple red. You can run him purple, blue, purple. You can run him purple, blue, blue, and so on and so forth. However, to me, my favorite build is actually going to be the blue, purple, blue move damage right now, just because, especially if you have gear, it's like 800 million, which is enough. And it does not require very rare plates. The other one I would say otherwise is the super kick, the spear, and I believe the frog splash is what it is. But again, you need like rainbow explosion. You need the X-Break anniversary, I believe, to do the same damage. So rare plates for pretty much the same damage. I'm not a big fan of triple red because, again, it might hit a little bit more. It might not. And again, Red Piper is a rare plate. But if you look here, the deal damage to make Pyro into red, this combo, it moves the pin bar, which means he's got Cascade Risk. And you're going to Cascade, especially when you make a bunch of multis. So Cascade Risk isn't my favorite, especially considering that move set is going to be doing very similar damage. Now, there is a fourth build. It is the it's red, purple, purple. It is this red move, this purple move, and this purple move. I believe gear is needed. It has Cascade Risk, but Zoro, I believe, was the one who showed this one, can do about 7 billion, which is a lot. I personally would not run this build as, again, Cascade Risk exists. Yeah, sure, you can do 7 bill. 7 billion is a lot, but 800 mil is enough right now. I mean, obviously, if we were doing big gem like Stip Tours and you need to do a big gem thing, or maybe something else comes out where we need to have big gem damage, then that build's great. But for what we're doing with Showdown and Tours and everything else, I personally would not run him that way, and I would probably run him the move damage way as of right now, or the purple, purple, blue way if you want to run the explosion and the chemical X play. But that is just me personally. But yes, the reason why he is number 1 is he just gets a lot better at 7-star. His moves get higher, they get buffed more, right? And every build he does, especially if you have gear, is doing like 800 million, which is enough to win. So I do like this. He's got options. He's got a bunch of different builds. He's actually one of the best characters in the entire game. Because unlike Vikingo only really has like one build. I mean, he's got 2 builds. but one requires +1 all, and that's, and his other build, red, blue, blue, does do a lot of damage. And if you have +1 all for that, it does like 1,000,000,000. So it will hit harder. But he's only really got that one build that is going to consistently do that much damage. Jimmy has at least 2, if not 3, if you have Cascade Risk, and then 4 if you really want to do big damage. Again, Cascade Risk. So Big Jim is number 1. He's really good. Again, getting that gear is going to make him way, way, way better. So that is Big Jim for number 1. Number 2 is the other character that I'm like, should I put him on the list? And I was like, yeah, I feel like I have to, because if you have everything, my God, is he a monster. And if you don't have everything, like mine, he's not great. And that's Hulk Hogan the Immortal. Hogan, with everything, is kind of a monster. If you don't, like me, I don't really care. But he is number 2 because, if you do have stuff, we're talking about this list. If you have stuff, he's kind of a good. So Hogan here, there's a few things you need. So let's just go into the build. Most people might run him this way. This is how I usually run him. This move is pretty much a must-have. It's increase all gem 350% for 3 turn, and it's a 3 charge move, which is really, really strong. This move makes multis of strength 5. Again, if the class is acrobat, then it becomes a choose move, which is great. And again, increase in multi is literally the best thing you can do in the game. The third move just depends on what you want. Do you want to make red? Do you want to make like wild card? Do you want to like hit the film? Probably not hit the film, but probably just the wild card or the red move here. It just depends on what you want. Now, what you need. Let's talk about the moments. This moment gives him +3 more gems, which is needed. All color 100, which is needed. And that's really it for this one. This one gives him all gem 50, 50% more health. This one gives him more multi-strength and 25% more damage. A moment you physically can't get anymore is also the main one. And that's Muhammad Ali's referee. If this was still around, I'd definitely be more comfortable with putting Hogan this high, but he's going to be this high anyway because, if you have the stuff, he's great. This moment is what really makes him Hogan, because this is all gem 100%. This is multi-frickin' 4. This is +5 on all his gems, so whether you run the wild card or the red, it literally does not matter. This is the moment in particular that really makes Hogan Hogan. And then lastly, you need his gear. His Christmas gear, which gives you all color 4. So you do need a lot of stuff to get him going. And unfortunately, if you don't have that Muhammad Ali moment, which is unfortunately just not available anymore, I don't see the reason why you would run him compared to a bunch of other people. However, if you do have it, dude can do a lot. Plate wise, he's a gem chucker guy. So here we'll just grab this real quick. He is a gem chucker guy. So mainly what he wants is, rumble plates and stuff like that here. So again, something like a mini red rumble, a normal ultimate rumble. He could run the Chelsea plate, the wild card plate, the 30 wild cards. He can run just a bunch of stuff, but he does want gem checkers, I think, mainly, as this big 350 multi red, right? Obviously, also Bo makes this even better, so, Hogan is really good if you have all the stuff. If you're like me who does not, then I don't really care too much about him. But if you have it, hey, good for you, because he's really, really good. So that is Hogan at number 2. But mind you, that is Hogan with every single thing. If you do not have those stuff that I mentioned, mainly the gear and Muhammad Ali's moment, I don't even know if I'd put him in honorable mentions, to be honest with you. He's definitely not on the list, but I don't even know if I'd put him in honorable mention. I think then there might be better people. Like, for me, I personally prefer Cody. I prefer this Ray. I prefer this Ray. I prefer Smash, especially because Smash is very defensive with Eyes of Judgment, or you can run the Crossbreak way with the new Mr. Iguana plate. So there's a bunch of other people that I would prefer over him, and then all the other people on the list. So even I think Strowman you can maybe make an argument about because he can stun lock kill. Austin maybe not, but Coco I think you can make a better argument with if you don't have this stuff. I think Coco's better. All right, number 3 is going to be one I don't have, but man, one I would love to get is going to be Psycho Clown at number 3. Psycho Clown is also very versatile in what he can do, and well, he's a hot tech, and he's AAA, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get into it because my God, he has a lot of just good stuff. He's just a good character, to be honest with you. All right, first thing first, he's a hot tech. He increases wildcard gem. I do not know how much. I'm guessing at least 100. It might be 150. It might be higher. I don't know. I'm guessing at least 100% because I believe Striker Penta is also pretty much that. So that helps a lot. Hot tags are always good. Now, there's a few ways, mainly 2 in particular, that I personally would run Psycho Clown. The one way I would run him is the Uranagi. So you'll increase your MP by 10 or 9. I don't know how much it goes up to. And if you steal Pyro, he makes multis from that. So that's beautiful. The Snap Scoop Power Slam. Oh, yeah, this goes to like 15 or something. Snap Scoop Power Slam. Make 16 random crossbreak and then make multi. These are big multis. So this is like a beautiful move. And then you run the Psycho Destroyer because this will destroy the crossbreak. And if they're an acrobat, you're just going to really kill them. You're going to be running the Universal Crossfire. You probably want the, what is it called? The 8th anniversary crossbreak plate. Is it Star-Crossed? I think it's Star-Crossed. Star-Crossed, I think is what it's called. You want that as well. But this man does damage with it. Again, I think he's upward of like 500, maybe more, 600 mil. And obviously, we haven't even talked about the fact, too, he's at Mexico, he's got AAA. He's also got a really, really good gear of multi plus 9, which is a lot. So if you can get that, yeah, get that, because that'll help him out a lot. So that is one way to run him. It's turn 1, it's a lot of damage. He's, for the most part, probably going to put someone down. However, if you want to be that guy, which to be honest with you, I might be that guy if I get him, you run, let me see, let me just make sure it is, yeah, okay. It is this green right here. It's this purple. And it's this submission. So purple, green, purple. So what you do is you're going to, either you can hit this move and try and like cascade and have an MP plate or something to try and get it again. But basically, right, you sub, you get big multis on the board. You hit this move, and these go up significantly in green gem increase. And then he decreases it, makes the board green, big increase with multis on the board. Pretty much, again, the 2 best things you can have to make the best damage in the game, multis and built-in increases. So he does that. Again, I think you can run, I don't remember what MP plate it is, if it's Santa Muscles or Aftershock, it's one of the 2. Where if like you can try and cascade it right with the choose and get the green, and then you can hit this move first on turn 1, hit the sub, and then hit it again, and then decrease, and then you're doing a lot even more. I know for a fact, though, he can do pretty close to 1 billion on that. It is turn 2 with a sub, so if you don't like sub gameplay and you don't like turn 2 gameplay, I'm not the biggest fan of turn 2 gameplay. However, because it's a sub, it's it's got a lot more safety than a lot of other builds, and the fact, too, it's hitting this hard makes me like it a lot more. And again, he has other options. Like if you don't want to run that, he has this other moveset that is turn 1 completely. That still does big damage. So it just depends completely up to you on how you want to run Psycho Clown. So Psycho Clown is really, really fun. Honestly, he seems like one of the most well-designed cards in the game for a long. I mean, AAA in general. A lot of the AAA cards are really funly designed. But he's just really fun. So, Psycho Clown is my number 3. He's just really cool. I want him so bad. So, but yeah, Psycho Clown's awesome. My number 4 is going to be Zombie CM Punk. So Punk is interesting because he's kind of like Hogan almost, because he requires a good chunk of pieces to really make this guy come together. But if you have them and they're still available, but they're only available 2 times out of the year, which is a little unfortunate. But if you have it, he's rocking damage. So let's go over them. This is his number 1 build. There's no other moveset in the game that comes close for him. There's no moveset in his kit that comes close to this right now. Right? I mean, maybe eventually like a plate or something comes out that helps, but right now it is just run them this way. Why? Because this makes a bunch of X breaks. This increases his purple MP and it has a reversal. And then this move is just stupid and increases his gen by 450% built in, which is just crazy. And then he destroys all the X breaks and pins the opponent. So I usually like to run him this way. This is how I be running him. Obviously, you can run him a little bit differently. What does he require, you might ask? Well, moments help a lot. Obviously, this one here, the SummerSlam 2024, gives him X break 150% and red gem 50%. The SummerSlam 2025 moment is giving him another red gem 50, all gem 50, but here's the thing. Because all these other colors exist, he blows up the whole board, which means all these colors exist. So he loves all of these buffs completely. So it is very useful. This moment is very useful. And the fact that he's getting 50% more health. Again, not many. Actually, he is the only powerhouse on this list, and even on honorable mentions, I think, that has a moment that gives him health. So he's actually one of the healthier powerhouses in the game. And let's just go out real quick. I am missing another moment here. This one right here is another moment that he is in that gives him another X break 100 and receive less, but mainly X break 100. Not the biggest deal, but it does help him out. So that is the moments, and his gear make this man unstoppable, as I'll color 4. As if you want, then he can start becoming 2-click. Also, 2-click, if you 2-click Punk, he only has an X break reversal, and that's it. If you have the gear, just 2-click. He is a X break reversal, and that's it. So, there's not a lot of X break. I mean, there's a few like Orton and like AJ Styles showboat, but there's not a lot of people that are stopping him from just hitting. Now, plates, let's get into those. Now, you definitely want to have Chemical X. Whenever you make 8 X break, make a random multi of strength 8. Now, the second plate is up to you. Now, I currently have Lion's Gaze. This is not his best plate. This is what I would say is the second best plate, which is whenever you break 4 or more X break, deplete 6 MP from each of your opponent's moves. This is really good in one-on-one settings, especially if they don't have one-charge moves. Pretty much means they'll never hit them. Pretty much is what that means. So it does help. Punk at gold here still does about maybe about 150 to 200 mil with these 2 plates. And so at bronze, though, that's not going to scale quite enough, and he's not going to hit. It will take a few turns to put a character down. Difference is he has safety. However, the plate that I took off of him to put on Warrior, that is the plate you should put on him, and I might eventually put on him again because I'm starting to not use Warrior anymore at this point, is, I passed it, I'm talking too much, there it is Rainbow Explosion. Whenever you make 4 more X break, increase all of your gem by 500%. This is where he really starts hurting people, as 500% built in 450, multis blow up the board. it's a lot. It is a lot. So having this helps a ton. You could put a rumble on him, like a red rumble, but I do like this a bit more. And this makes him hit. I'm pretty sure this at a gold meta puts him closer to, 350? So, again, a 7-star is up there. I believe he can do 450, 500 at bronze. So, he's not a bad one at all. He's not bad at all. He can do more stuff. Again, 2-click, reversible. He's got the zombie link. Again, zombie link is still one of the best links you can have for a character because it's starting to be reduced by 2. So yeah, Punk's great. Punk is great. Punk is good. So he's one that just requires maybe a few extra pieces to really get the most output. Actually, I should say he's doing 450, 500 without gear, probably. With gear, he's probably actually pushing closer to that 6 maybe, or that 550 area. So he's just really good. And then lastly, number 5 is actually my first Powerhouse 7-star male, is Seth Rollins, the Visionary. Now, why is he number 5? And if he is number 5, why the hell did I take him 7-star over Punk? A few reasons. One, I didn't have the explosion on Punk, so that's kind of the main one. But Seth is still very, very viable for a few reasons, and we'll get into that. One, let's talk about his moveset. This is my go-to Seth build. I know some people like the triple yellow, but to me, this is the bread and butter, all right? This is the way to run this guy. So, if you don't know what it is, gain MP. It's a reversal of cross break, but you're going to gain your 10 red. You put some bot shims down, and then you make the bottom 2 rows. The multi is strength 13. Then you're going to hit the stop and make all of those into red. Pretty good. Recycles itself just fine. Now, why do I have this? Well, I can tell you right now, the damage output is pretty bad. With this, with the way I've been running him here, this is how I've been running him with the strength 17s. He only does 150 mil, maybe 200 best. And that you might be like, why do you have him there? Well, I am still missing a very crucial piece of the puzzle. And that is his gear. His gear increases his multi-strength by 10. Now, I will still tell you, it really only gets to about 300 mil. If you hot tag him, he obviously gets higher. But he is not the big gem guy. Punk hits harder, Clown hits harder, Hulk with everything hits harder, Jimmy hits harder. However, he has a trick up his sleeve. And that's what I have on him. Is Hitman's battle armor. Make 8 or more botch, deplete 4 MP from your opponent's moves. And then we also have the big botch man. You can also run a red one, it doesn't matter, but 30 botch, increase all color gem by 300 or red gem 300. Obviously a big plate to help him get it. But this is the plate we're mainly talking about. This means for me, especially if I get the gear, that he is going to do about 300 million. However, especially in a one-on-one setting, unless you have one charge moves, you're never going to hit him. You're never going to touch him. So yeah, you're right. He might be, like a 2-turn, 3-turn, whatever character, with the gear. Difference is his safety, his defense is just kind of good. I mean, again, showdown levels and defense, he's not bad. He's a hot tag that gives him 70% wild card. He has options. So that's why he's number 5. Yes, his damage is not quite there unless you have the gear. And even then, with gear, is not that much compared to a lot of the characters. I think even Vis and Mutants, even Viscera, I think, hits harder. Viscera, though, does not have as much safety as what Seth has. So that's why Seth is on number 5. So that is my list, guys. Thank you guys for watching this. But before we go, let's just recap. What am I saying here? Recap the list of honorable mentions. So for honorable mentions, we have Viscera, Mutant Seth, and KO Relentless. My top 5 is Jimmy Uso, Hulk Hogan, mind you, that is with everything. So again, Moman's a little unavailable, and you gotta wait till Christmas for the gear. But Hulk is number 2. Number 3 is Psycho Clown. Number 4 is Zombie Punk, and then number 5 is Seth Rollins, the Visionary. So that is going to be my list. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think there should be another character on this list, maybe Cody story continues, or maybe someone else entirely, right? Maybe Steve, maybe Strowman, maybe someone else. Or if you think someone, maybe the list should change a bit. Maybe you guys think that Seth and KO should swap. Maybe you think KO is way higher. Maybe you think Seth, should be swapped, or maybe Jimmy should be swapped. Whatever. Just let me know what you guys think. Again, the goal of this list is to help you guys out, but it is still a subjective list. So that is what I have for you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Again, it's crazy to think that we're already over 400 subs very quickly, considering I haven't really been, it hasn't been that long since I came back to make YouTube videos on this game. And again, if you are here this long to hear me say it, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.